I'm open.
I'm open.
I'm open.
I'm open. Welcome to the I'm Open podcast, brought to you by Ringer the Ultimate. I am Sam. With me are Andrew and Joe. As usual, Ryan is sick today, but we have two guests to make up for it. We have Kyle and James.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kyle and I'm open.
I'm
Nice.
James. I don't know anything about Frisbee, but I am a local graphic designer and here to share some of our work. And I'm open.
Nice.
That's great. That's great.
I was wondering. You said like you're a graphic designer, but I'm just like, is he open? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm open.
Great. Well, James is open. James is also tired, we've been told. So we're gonna jump right into James and Kyle's special presentation. But we should say what this is related to. Recently in the news, they announced that Houston is getting a AUDL team for next season, which is very exciting. And Kyle, of course, is our go-to guy when it comes to all things logos and stuff. So we brought him on.
Yeah. And James and I have been doing this for a long time. We once designed a logo for our school, the Lions. So
There was a line drawing competition, and we together submitted about 100, maybe 1 to 200 entries to the line drawing competition.
The only people at school that submitted drawings.
We somehow didn't win, even though we submitted probably at least 95% of the drawings to the competition. But yeah,
Well, that bodes well for the logos.
Like a particular brand of drawings, but we're hoping the Houston team will, and they'll select one of our designs.
Yeah,
right.
And we have a variety of proposals for both names and logos, and covering the full spectrum, I would say, of possibilities. So
good. Yeah, I am very curious what the name's going to be.
Yeah.
They haven't announced the real name yet, right?
No.
Okay, so we actually have a shot because
some
of our
field is open.
Some of our names are actually good.
I would say they range from inspired to very inspired.
Yeah, there aren't any bad ones. Yeah, there's just some that are less marketable.
Should we start presenting our slide deck?
Yes.
Let's do it. Here, I'll pull it up for you.
All right. Before we get into the amazing Houston logo designs, we would like to bring you a word from our sponsor, and it is us, our merch shop. Go get yourself. I got a shirt from the Lepler line. You can you can represent Evan Lepler's lovely mug right here on your very own tie-dye shirt. We've got Ban the Hammer shirts. We've got all kinds of good stuff.
Who is Jimmy Mickle?
If you've seen, go check out our Sam's Investigative documentary. That's also on our channel. We're going to link the merch store in the description, I assume. So go check that out. And if you're listening, sometimes people aren't sure if they're subscribed or not. You might think you are, but if you're listening right now, give us a subscribe button. It's good feedback for us to know that you like the pod and whatnot. So that's all I got.
Okay, Houston, we have a proposal. So it's by Kyle and James.
Yeah, I think you can kick it off if we go to the next slide.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to start with some early sketches. So this is a scanned document from our early ideation stages. Just kind of come up with names, some sketches. So if you just click, we'll reveal each one.
All right.
Turn. So our first one is the slug, or I guess the Houston slug.
I think it's just slug.
Singular.
They know they're from Houston. We don't need to specify the city. I mean, it's just slug.
Slug.
So if I may, it's just a singular slug.
Well, it's like a substance almost. It's like slug.
Yeah,
with an exclamation point. Slug.
Kyle and I are from Seattle. We recently got a new hockey team, the Seattle Kraken. So it's sort of a similar, idea to that, where the slug represents the entire team.
Yeah. It's
one cohesive,
one blob that consumes the entire town. So
nice.
All right.
Next
we have the Houston infection.
Ooh.
So,
Wow.
just drew sort of like a shadowy, creepy monster here. I feel like
Okay.
the name's kind of cool. I also feel like it'd be a cool name for like another city too, but yeah, early stages. Okay. The next one is the Hustos. So, and we built off this one a little later, but as you can see, my first drawing had 5 toes, but I realized that the name had 8 letters in it, so I had to scrap
Mm.
that. So you're really seeing that this is like seeing Picasso's early sketches.
Mhm.
This one's okay. The Houston Humble Brags. It was modeled off of Emirates. And it's just a guy telling someone that they're on a professional frisbee team.
I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
I like how the person they're talking to just has a big frown on their face.
Yeah, I like the drawing for that one. This is like a legit name, or this is a very inspired name, the Houston Sprawl.
Mm.
So we'll have some ideation on that.
I mean,
as
we
well.
felt like when both of us thought of Houston, the first thing we thought of was sprawl / just like giantness. So
Mm.
you know, we're kind of building off of that
Yeah.
concept.
And then the last one, which I would say is very inspired, is treachery.
Doesn't really need to be elaborated on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty
Wow.
clear.
The betrayal in this picture. It's palpable.
The person getting stabbed is pretty thick, and I like it.
They're kind of like a Pillsbury Doughboy style body. So
Right.
Love that.
All right.
So
Amazing
also,
early
next slide.
sketches.
Yeah, we've got a few more sort of early phase. If you're on the next slide.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so we got a few variations on the concept of the Houston cow. So first of all, there's this drawing of a cow that just says Houston cow on it. I mean, that's just sort of plain and simple. You know, it doesn't get more simple than that. It's just a cow that says Houston cow on it. I sort of messed up the nose a little bit. It looks like more like a camel nose, but
the rest of it,
is obviously obviously a cow. So
it kind of looks like a giraffe head, but then it has like an extra like thing under it. Like it's got a
I think it looks
a double
like
chin
I mean,
giraffe.
I think this is very legible as a cow, albeit
it does say cow on it, so I'll give you that.
Exactly.
But yeah,
it's clearly labeled.
Yeah.
If you click again, we have a couple of others. This is, I mean, I wanted to sort of switch up the order here. This is also says Houston cow, obviously, but you know, I wanted to play with some variants of how to express that, and also the design of the cow itself is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right.
Here.
So
Right.
if I may, real quick, I know the first one, the pictures relying a little bit on the label for us to be sure that it's a cow, and then you really stuck the landing on this next one. I think we're back.
Exactly. I feel like that is just like, exactly. It doesn't even require a label. I mean, the name would be
the feet.
Well done.
And then this also again is Houston cow, and it has
Milk
a
me.
special message, which is milk me, because that's what you do with cows.
I love the lettering on this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't notice the coiled legs until now. I did not. I was focused on the rest of the drawing.
I mean, obviously that's a bit of a departure from reality because cows don't actually have springs on their legs, but
everything else.
But otherwise it's accurate, and that sort of represents. I don't know much about Ultimate Frisbee, as I haven't played it since 8th grade when I was the captain of my middle school's B team. But I am aware that you have to jump high sometimes, so that's sort of represents.
I love the prominence of the udder in this one. It's very important with the cow, I think.
Body positivity.
So this is sort of a mood board of like Houston cow variations, thinking on that theme and kind of just like, early graphic design process. Then we thought about, other associations with Houston, and obviously NASA and sort of the space program comes to mind. So we were thinking of the astronauts. If you click, you can see the design that we built there.
Yes.
This is
This is really good.
and ass is spelled with 2 S's.
I
don't
did
know.
not notice that.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know anything to add.
and this also has a motto on it, which is to the moon, which obviously, given the ass related connotations of moon, is
Also note, this is the only drawing out of all of these with a frisbee in it.
Oh yeah.
That was like that was one of your 5 main qualities going through the other logos.
But
all right,
I discovered more important things. So I think we're moving on to digital art now.
Yeah, so this was sort of when we were still doing it in a pencil and paper format.
Right.
Yeah.
We need a cake warning on this shit. We need a cake warning. This is I wasn't ready.
That might be the last of the cake, but there's definitely other things that you have to be warned about. But this is, the other thing we thought about with Houston was capitalism. So we had the Houston capitalists. I think it was our first digital piece. So just click and so we used Dolly to make a lot of these. So yeah.
Love that.
It's like an AI where you can basically type in like a prompt and it will generate an image for you. So this was like fat man sitting on money base type thing, and then I added a few, sort of touches there. But I feel like capitalism is an economic system, built America as we know it, and Houston being, in the heartland of America, really represents capitalism and the great wealth and joy that it brings to men such as this.
Yeah, he's very much enjoying his bags of money. So
it gives pretty similar vibes to the Boston Glory.
Yeah. Very patriotic.
Yeah.
Right. There's another one or two. Yeah. So I also I don't know what to say for this one. It's the Houston Dogs and Cats. So
Houston Dogs and Cats.
I figured, it could be kind of like a mixed squad, except it's just dogs and cats, and it's.
I mean, dogs and cats are the 2 most beloved animals in this country, and,
right?
If you have both of them on your team, that's obviously better than just one.
And imagine if your mascot was just a bunch of like stray dogs and cats that you brought to the field. Like that would definitely, I'd show up to that game. That'd be pretty fun. If they just like let them loose in the stands,
just miscellaneous vermin.
Yeah. I think there's one more drawing on this slide. The trucks. We're the trucks. I think the team name is the Houston Trucks, but the logo says We're the Trucks, just to let everybody know. So,
yeah. Beautiful.
Is that like a ear on the?
It's a nose.
Well, there's a nose, and then it looks like a little cat ear on the.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Carry over from the dogs and cats.
Yeah, Dolly. I said the truck had to be happy, and for some reason I decided that meant a nose and one ear.
And no smile or any other conventional signifier of happiness.
Yeah, but it did do a rainbow. So. Oh yeah, this was based on the fact that Cam had a blood draw today, so the Houston phlebotomists.
I mean, I don't know if there's much more that needs to be said.
Is it the vampire phlebotomist? Because the yum implies like there's some consumption.
She's not saying yum about the blood. She's just separately eating something.
Oh, just in general. Okay.
Yeah.
I like this. I think there's a lot of potential to take like the big blood bag and slap a face on it and have that be like the mascot.
That was pretty good.
The blood bags.
But then that would be the blood bag, not the phlebotomist.
Well, no, they'd be the phlebot. Well, you know how the mascot's always like has a different name than the team name.
So like that.
So it could be like It'd be Baggy, the
Baggy the blood bag.
The whole name would be like Baggy Our Blood or something like that.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. This is a strong contender.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Moving along.
Moving right along. There are lots more to get to.
Oh yeah, so we returned to
great.
toes and put that into Dolly. So you can just bring these up. You can keep going. There's 3 of them.
Oh my goodness.
So this is what Dolly came up with. It did not really understand words, I guess, but so we've got
Kyle clearly typed out Hughes toes for all of these, but
Hots and the Haas. So
but it got the toes. I mean, that's the important part. The lettering is secondary. The image really conveys. As they say in graphic design, which I'm very well schooled in. The image is supposed to convey the meaning. You don't really need words.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Almost all of these feet have 4 toes on them.
I did specifically ask for 4 toes.
Okay.
Because it had to spell Hughes toes. Except one of them didn't listen, but
Yeah.
And the letters were supposed to be on the actual toes, but
Yeah.
it didn't really understand.
It didn't figure it out.
I had trouble with
I'm
that.
a little I'm a little interested in like how 2 of them it's like okay those are clearly feet and then the one all the way to the left it's just with the red bulbous like toes. That's a little disturbing. I don't know about that one, but
Might need to see the phlebotomist for that one.
yeah.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, we can
Love
move on to this one.
Advanced digital art.
Yeah, this is where it gets really advanced. So
I think these are both.
Oh yeah, these are both mine. So this one builds off the space theme, and it's the International Space Shitter, or the ISS.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little spaceship toilet thing. And then this is just art. The Houston
Wow.
Adventurers. And that one I think they should actually pick. So
Yeah, that one's honestly
It's beautiful.
yeah.
He looks like he's part of the turtle.
Might be.
I don't know where the face begins and the chin ends. But I love it. That is that's an adventurer if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, like he's clearly on an adventure.
Yes. The mountain / clouds, I guess. The turtle. That turtle's chilling too.
Yeah.
I assume the turtle is carrying him across the lands. So
I mean, as soon as you're on the back of a giant turtle, you're pretty much adventuring at that point. I can't really,
That's a fair point.
Once you're there.
Yeah. All right. This is our redesign.
Yeah, this is the updated Houston sprawl. I couldn't find any adequate images of Houston, so I substituted Mumbai instead. But it's a similar idea. It's a sprawling city, and then put this sort of cowboy-esque font. So
yeah, you can translate.
Pretty much all that needs to be said about that one.
All right, this is when we got into horror. So first, I searched a creature made of oil.
Whoa!
The oil spill. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's frightening.
It's kind of cool.
That's fucking sick.
And then I did child painting of a horde of monsters.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So I see what you meant about warnings.
Yeah. So it's pretty much the most terrifying thing I could find. But
I mean, we want them to be able to strike fear into their opponents.
Yeah, like if you saw the opponent with like a flag with this, I'd be pretty scared. But
Yeah.
And this is our final.
Oh,
this is the Houston Bone Eaters. As you can see, it's a bone eater eating some bones. I mean, that's pretty clear there. I will note one sort of detail of this. So this was, again, designed by Dolly, and this is not the Texan flag. This is actually the flag of the country of Chile, and it's slightly different. Anyone who's watching at home, you can look up the difference between the two. But the Texan flag, the blue part, would continue down to the bottom. So although I clearly specified Texas flag, it produced that instead. But I think it gets across the same concept. It's clearly a bone eater. And it's clearly eating bones. So, crushing the bones of their enemies.
So wait, hold on. You typed in bone eater in the AI. That's what the AI came up with.
I can't remember what I typed in. Exactly.
I think you typed in crushing the bones of their enemies.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let me get this. Let me be clear. That is a mangled mass of flesh in the mouth? Am I
think that's
correct?
its mouth. Oh no,
Or is it like a
oh no,
pelican?
yeah, it could be like the intestines or something.
It
It's
looks like
pretty hard to
either
tell.
looks like either a pelican bill thing or just like a gut, like or like a arm or like I don't know.
It's
I don't
very hard to
like
tell
it.
where the creature that's eating, like where the bone eater ends and where the bones begin. I think that's part of the horror of it, is you don't really know.
Yeah.
Are you the bone eater or are you the bones?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Whoa.
the Uncanny Valley. Like it doesn't quite look like a bone eater.
Exactly. It's like we all know what a bone eater looks like. Like this is close, but it's not,
Right.
it's not quite there.
Also note the runes just like on the top of
Yeah.
it's like the string.
I was gonna ask about that.
That was just part of the design.
That was created by the computer as well.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Thank you for
Okay.
that's all we got for you today.
Yeah.
Amazing work. Amazing work.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think I need to bleach my eyeballs.
So what do you think the odds are that they'll accept one of these designs?
High, very high.
Who knows? Anything can happen. I mean, if they know it's good for them, I think there's tons of material here to work with.
Absolutely.
Perhaps some more marketable than others, but there's no such thing as a bad idea. When there's a new team, you got to throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. So
Absolutely.
I thought y'all did an excellent job there. I will have nightmares for the foreseeable future, but
Yeah.
I feel like it was worth it.
Oddly, I think that the astronaut is going to be the one visiting me in my nightmares.
Yeah, the fact that it has like a beak is
Oh man. That was some cake, right? I wasn't ready for that on a Monday. Double caked up. Oh man.
I mean,
the first
astronaut.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's there. Yeah, the first NSFW AUDL logo. Oh.
They can have a family-friendly version and a full ass version.
Right.
Mm.
They can bring out the naughty mascot after 10 p.m. or whatever.
Once the fourth quarter starts.
Yeah. I mean, look, we need to find ways to get eyes on the sport. So, what do people like?
People want ass. I mean,
you gotta give them what they want. Yeah. If anyone I don't know who makes those decisions at Houston, but I hope they're watching. Up to this point. So
hopefully they stopped.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for those submissions, y'all. I don't know where we want to go from here, but that was something.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. Like I said, I might be heading to bed pretty soon. But Kyle, are you trying to stay on?
Yeah, I'll stay on and talk about Frisbee, but
okay, sounds good. I'm probably gonna peace out and brush my teeth. But
all right. Thanks for
having
coming on.
Yeah.
It's been a
Thank you.
huge pleasure.
It sure has.
Wow.
I like to think that the bone eater was eating the bones of like friend of the pod Reese Bowman or like Alex Davis, just like somebody from what's probably going to be a South Division rival.
Right.
Mm.
Who do you think has the tastiest bones in the South
Mm.
Division?
I mean, Lanky Ghost himself, Reese Bowman, feels like he's got a lot of bones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lanky means bony. It's a
what is
bone
bone
forward.
marrow made of? Like, is there something you can eat in your diet to give you tasty bones?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Probably something that you shouldn't Google. I feel like that's
How do I get tasty bones?
Yeah, how do I make my bones taste better to other people or to a
there's probably like if you Google that, it's probably like you and like one other guy who's Googled that before.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, and then like he's commenting on his own like Wiki How posts like, guys, I figured it out.
Yeah, how would you know that? How would you possibly know the answer to that?
I don't know.
grab.
You've got like 200 plus bones. You could just do some trial and error.
Hey,
The
you don't need
smaller
all
ones.
of them.
Yeah, start with the thingies.
If there were a online forum where there was actually a thread, I think it would be on like Quora or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quora, yeah, that's one.
Yeah, maybe Yahoo Answers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Well, in addition to the official Houston Bone Eaters being announced, there also was the announcement of 2 teams leaving the AUDL this upcoming season. And so that would be the Tampa Bay Cannons and the Ottawa Outlaws.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I need to like mentally pivot right now to talk about actual frisbee. But yeah, I had a couple thoughts on that. I mean, but my only real thoughts are like, yeah, those were like 2 pretty dookie teams. I don't really know, like, I don't know how much that affects the league at the end of the day. I do think it kind of sucked how it seemed like a lot of players were finding out about that from the like Twitter
Yeah.
announcement.
Yep.
And that felt something about that felt kind of wrong. I felt like a lot of those players kind of got done dirty. And
sure.
I also, it made me think about the Ottawa All-Star. God, what was that dude's name?
Was it Brissett?
Brissett? Yeah.
No, he was from the Royal, I think.
He was the
Different
Ottawa
Canada
player.
team.
They interviewed.
Oh, was he the one? Was he the one who played for the like Western team to keep it even?
No, that guy was on the Royal, I think.
God.
Anyway, the point being, they interviewed the Ottawa guy. You know, they were doing the on-field interviews, and they asked something about like the future of like Ottawa frisbee or something, and he was like, "Yeah, super excited about like the young guys and like, you know, all that." And then when they made that announcement, I was like, "Oh, that sucks." Like, that made me feel really bad. You know, hopefully, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of my heart goes out to the players who learned on Twitter that their team didn't exist anymore. That kind of sucks. I don't know if y'all had any other thoughts on that, but
yeah, I felt similarly. It sucks to just like expect you're gonna play next season and now you don't really know what you're gonna be doing anymore. Especially because like the post was like, hey, this is so exciting. Houston's joining. Also, like, fuck you, these 2 teams. Like, you don't
Yeah,
exist.
it was like
anymore.
these teams won't be back.
Yeah. It was,
oh.
yeah.
I feel like it
Yeah,
could have been a
no.
more big, send off, like thanks to
okay, it was Jeremy Hill of the Outlaws.
there we go.
Who's interviewed. Sorry for forgetting your name, Jeremy, but shout out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, I don't want to say like I'm surprised or not surprised. Like, I don't know. Generally, I feel like I'm just surprised that like whenever a team's gonna leave, but I feel like Ottawa is kind of shocking. Like, wasn't really expecting that.
They've been around.
Yeah.
I will say that East Division is pretty crowded. It's like the largest
sure.
division in the league, right? I mean,
I think the West might be.
Yeah,
they might
West
be tied.
is big.
They might be tied.
But the West is also like, half the country pretty much.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I mean, at least Tampa didn't pay for a better logo. They didn't waste that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I'm not gonna lie, I know we trashed on Ottawa's logo itself, but I'm looking at I'm just on their page in the AUDL, and it wasn't their jerseys from this past season, but I don't know what year this is from, but these jerseys are kind of clean, not gonna lie. It's the one that we kind of liked, that we said was more Alley Cats-esque, but the jerseys themselves are like kind of clean, not gonna lie. I don't know why. I'm just distracted on their AUDL website, but
Yeah. Well, it sounds like their jerseys and their logo got worse this year, so maybe that was the first step to disbanding. Yeah.
Yeah, they phoned it in, I guess. I don't know.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, we should do like a memorial for them at some point, or like a post.
Yeah, I don't have the technology. I feel like we should play a song. I mean, I could put it in
Yeah.
editing, but like
Do it in post.
we could just sing one together. Should we sing a song
Um,
for?
This could mean an extra Breeze Empire matchup during the year,
That's
which
a
is a
good
little
thing.
bit exciting.
Yeah, I would 100% prefer watching that matchup more than like either of those two teams playing Ottawa.
Yeah.
So I mean, for what it's worth, I guess I'm just like pondering it right now. One thing that maybe like is a little concerning to me is like what I'm wondering is like what leads a team to like disband, right? It's like it's the owner, I guess, just kind of deciding not that they don't want to invest anymore in it. You know, I don't know.
Suppose.
It's concerning to me because like you know that the league isn't profitable currently, but like no professional sports league like that's just starting out is, but it does maybe make me concerned that the other owners are like looking at this and like I don't know, maybe thinking, you know, maybe giving them some thoughts. But
I
yeah, I
don't
don't know.
know. I mean, at this point, it's been like I don't know. You just like you go through the website. There's already like 10
Yeah.
plus teams that don't exist anymore. So it's just kind of like it just kind of happens, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
happens with
When,
sort of
Also,
lower level teams generally.
if you were
Because
like another owner, wouldn't you want the teams that like aren't very fun to watch play out of the league? Like, I don't know.
yeah, I
'Cause,
mean, I would be concerned if I saw like a good team. No offense, uh, sort of just give up. But like, it seems like all the good teams are like, this is like we've got a good thing going. We have our youth camps, and we're starting to do whatever, and we're building toward the future. And maybe it's just like these teams that are sort of on the fringes. I mean, Ottawa didn't seem like that to me necessarily, but yeah.
Do
yeah,
we think
Sam. I was
okay.
just gonna say when Sam and I were at the Empire Championship party, um, I don't remember who we were talking to, but they were telling us about the New Jersey AUDL team from a while ago that Brownlee played for in his first year in the AUDL, and how the owner of it just was like, "Yeah, cool, like I'll buy an AUDL team," and like didn't realize they had to keep paying for stuff, and then like didn't pay the players and folded the team after 1 year. And I think it might have been Nunez who we were talking to about it.
Mhm.
Said like Brownlee never got paid for the season, and like neither did any of the other players on
That's
the
so
New
whack.
Jersey. I think it was the Hammerheads, the New Jersey Hammerheads, around for 1 year, and the owner was like, "No, fuck this," and just like was out.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah, something that crossed my mind just a moment ago also was like what if either the Cannons or the Outlaws just like balled out this year and they did really well and they like maybe made a run in the playoffs, you know, would that have changed anything? Would the owner still have made the same decision? Or
I don't
like
know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know. It's kind of tough, yeah, because we don't know like who really decided that or what factors went into it. Like it'd be interesting to sit down with sort of whoever was in charge there and ask about like what their priorities were for the franchise and like because I would imagine being a winning team is enough to keep doing it, but I don't know.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have no
Detroit's
idea.
still around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there that's the other side of the coin, I guess.
We need to talk
I
to whoever runs Detroit and just be like, what's going on, man?
yeah.
What are you doing?
why
Yeah.
are you okay with this?
the
Yeah.
the exciting news with Detroit is that if they start 0-7 this year, they'll have officially have a 69 game losing streak, which
Wow.
would just be tremendous to see.
Has that
yeah.
happened? Has that happened in sports? In
I
professional sports?
I just can't imagine.
A 69 game losing streak? Has that ever
I think
happened?
that's
in,
like
like, a
almost
North
the
American?
entirety of hockey or basketball.
Mm.
That's way more than multiple seasons in football. It's
That's
got to have been
It's got to be
baseball,
like an
but
early,
that's
like the beginning of the league. Like
Can
Yeah,
we,
baseball's
like, an
too
early
maybe
random for
football
that to
team
some
happen.
doing
college football team just so bad.
Yeah.
I'm actually like, so they're just 7 games away from 69. So what are they at, like 62 losing game streak right now? Is there a team that's done that before? Do they have the record of like a
They must.
professional sports
I
team?
think I think definitely.
I mean, let's put this into perspective. That is like, that's crazy. That's so, that's
Yeah.
like, has that been done before? I mean, like obviously sports, comparing across sports is different because you just have such different you know
All right,
number
I've
of games in
Googled
a
it.
season.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm on the Wikipedia page for losing streaks.
Go for it.
And the only things that are breaking it are NCAA football Division One. Prairie View A&M lost 80 games in a row.
Tough.
Some football sports league called Sprint Football. The Princeton Tigers lost 106 games in a row.
What is that? Like, what is that? I've never heard of that shit in my life.
It was formerly called lightweight football. It's a varsity sport played by United States colleges and universities.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so
also a college sport.
we have
Yeah,
no pro teams yet, right? So
no. But JD McDuffie lost 653 NASCAR races in a row.
That doesn't. Well, did he get last place in all of them?
No, I think he just didn't win.
what do you mean win? Like first place? Because that's like
Yeah,
that's
that
different.
can't
NASCAR
count.
is different. Yeah,
If he got
that's
last
not the
place
same thing.
653 times in a row, I'll give it to him.
Yeah,
May he
this
rest
is
in
fully
peace.
unprecedented in professional sports. So
Notre Dame Dynamo University lost 70 straight NCAA basketball games, and Caltech Beavers, a D3 basketball team, lost 207 games in a row. None of these are professional.
Yeah, nothing pro.
So if we've learned anything, like a pro team just they can't sustain a losing streak that long. Like they won't exist anymore if they lose
yeah.
that much.
Kurt Hawkins lost 269 WWE matches in a row.
like the heel.
Okay, wow. So we have established.
That's all like theater though. So he's
Yeah.
probably like the heel, right?
Shut the fuck up, Kyle. That shit's
Yeah.
real.
What about
I mean,
the
it's
team
real,
that
but
plays
he's the heel.
the team that plays the Harlem Globetrotters?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
The Generals?
or something. Yeah, damn, that's crazy. We both figured that out.
Let's see. How many games have the Generals lost?
People don't talk about this enough. Like we've just uncovered something. I
The
think
longest
pretty
pro
monumental.
losing streak in sports history.
At
ever.
least, so as far as we know, in North American, I don't know how we need to get an R&D department, or if anyone's listening right now and they really want to get in the weeds, like let's go international with this. I'm really curious to see how far this goes. Is there like an international pro team that has lost more than
Yeah, I
66 games in a
assume
row?
like some soccer team like that got relegated or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's possible.
there's got to be something. But...
Yeah, or if anything, another AUDL team possibly, but like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's just like to play long enough to lose that much without the team like dissolving is like it doesn't make sense for pro sports because like college. I mean, the college still exists. They're gonna keep playing whatever sport, but like pro
Mhm.
sports, like usually there's some way of balancing the league, or the team will just move somewhere else and or like cease to exist. So it's just like it truly is impressive what they've managed to do.
It is remarkable. And you know what? They were like a couple points away, like so at some point in the season, right? Or were they? Am I wrong?
They had a close game with Pittsburgh, I think.
Oh my god. 62. I mean, we like say that number, but it really didn't occur to me until today. I'm like, wait a second. This is not like this is crazy.
How many years has it been? Like 7?
I mean, it's remarkable. I'm rooting. I don't know. I'd like
So
to see
their last
69.
win was against the Union on April 29th, 19, April 29th, 2017.
Okay.
So
Damn.
5 years.
Damn.
Wow.
That's brutal.
Yeah, so
we
coming on 6 years once we get into next season.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Okay.
How many
I'm-
players on their roster have won a game with them at least ever?
With them.
Yeah, is there anybody on their team who was with them for their last win?
This game doesn't
I'm
have
sure.
the whole roster report, so hard to say.
Here's what I'll say on this is I'm rooting for 69, and then I am going like I will root for them to lose the next 7 games 100%.
Right.
Like let's get to
They
69.
gotta win.
If we're gonna do
They
it,
have to win the 70th. So it's exactly.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Win
Mhm.
number 70 with everything you have.
Mhm.
Like I don't care what it takes. Like sign
Mhm.
whatever
Bring
free
in Mac
agents for that
Hecht
one
again.
game.
Do
Yeah,
do we have the schedule yet? Like, do we know what team that's going to be?
No.
I could.
Not as far as I
That's something
know.
to watch out for when the schedule drops. Who's number 70?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
Yeah.
much
Mhm.
can we pay them?
we gotta like fly out to that game and just like
Yeah,
go nuts.
We've got some friends
Full
in the Central
coverage.
Division.
for sure.
Are you saying tell people to throw the game? We can't do that. We can't. It's got to be a clean.
No,
Nobody-
honestly,
nobody's
I think,
gonna want to lose to Detroit.
Yeah,
yeah. Honestly, I think we need to even more just like make sure the other team just whomps in the 69th one.
Yeah, that's the important part, is getting to that,
Yeah.
because you'd hate to get to 68 and then it's just like, what did we do all that for? 6 years for nothing.
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be a big storyline to follow in the upcoming season. So we'll surely all you listeners out there will be giving you full coverage on the chase for 69. We got to make graphics for it.
Yeah, the chase for 69.
Totally. All right.
Chase.
Well,
That could be our next 69 for 69 documentary.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's really good.
We really got to get their owner for that one and be like, figure out why. What's going on?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Should we close it out by talking some All-Star game? Since that
My
happened.
God, yeah, Jesus
Let's
Christ.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually probably gonna go to bed too, but good luck.
Thanks for
talking about
joining.
the All-Star game. I look forward to hearing the conversation when you publish this.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
in,
Kyle.
Kyle.
For having me and James
Pleasure.
on.
See you later,
Pleasure as
Kyle.
always.
Good night.
Till next time. Well, yeah, we got. I can't believe we glossed over. We talked about
We haven't
everything but
talked-
the
I
All-Star
know.
game. Yeah, I need to like again like pivot my brain to like remember what happened. While Sam gets his beer, we can maybe like try to give recap. Like the East clapped the West.
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
much.
it wasn't even like really that close for
Oh,
any
The
part
East,
of the game.
the East Central.
You're
East
right,
and
the
Southwest.
East Central.
Correct. Yeah. And I think I guess that can kind of lead us into the real discussion about it, which is the rule changes that occurred. And yeah, I think it changed my mind on a couple things. Namely the 2-pointer. I don't think I've seen a margin, quite like that. And Cam Brock made a Twitter thread on his thoughts on the rules, and I think he said it well, where it's kind of more of like a rich get richer situation than a comeback mechanic. I think if a team sees that they can exploit the 2-pointer, they're not going to stop doing that. Even the really good teams that maybe play more conservatively and aren't huck heavy, if they can like get deeps, they're not gonna stop doing it, and worse teams aren't just gonna, it's just
No.
the teams with powerful deep threats are just gonna feast. So
yeah, the worst teams are going to be down by 5 and need to rely on the 2-pointer, and it's not going to work, and it's going to be more turnovers for the worst team that lead to more twos for the good team.
Yeah. I mean, I still really like the 2-pointer. I don't want to give up on it, but I think having it like for the whole game and having it like at the distance that it is just isn't going to work. But I don't know. Is it too gimmicky to like throw it out the last 2 minutes or something? Like, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, I think there's probably something to be said that like this was the only time we've ever seen it, and it was an all-star game, and like the defense wasn't like. I can't imagine a team putting up 42 even with the 2-pointer, like unless it's Empire versus like an awful team. But
and how many of the 2-pointers were caught specifically by Ben Yacht? It's also so not every team has Ben Yacht. That's a good counterpoint, because I really don't want to give up on changing up the point values, or maybe it's not that it's worth 2 points. Maybe it's worth like maybe we totally switch everything up and it's 2s and 3s. So the margin isn't as bigger. I don't think it should be worth double. I think anyone can agree on that. The bottom line is like even if Ben Yacht was probably hauling most of them down and the defense wasn't the same level, it still needs to be reworked. I think in the form that it was at the All-Star game, it probably wouldn't work. And I'm a proponent of like a 2-pointer, but yeah, I would definitely admit that like it would probably it needs to go back to the drawing board a little bit.
I agree. I will say I liked the backcourt violation rule. And I was also pretty happy that there was a call for it too. Got to see it. I don't know. I think they could go further with it. Add another one. Add 3 of them. I don't even care. Just give me as many backcourt violations as you can. I was a fan of it.
I'm still stuck on your idea for the moving.
Yeah, I like
line.
that one. Yeah, you just can't go back 15 from how far up you bring it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Or even like have another one at the 2-point line. So if you go past the 2-point line, you can't like draw the defense away from it, super dump back to it, and then get a 2-pointer, because that happened a good amount in the All-Star game too.
Yeah. Was there I remember being concerned that the backcourt would lead to more roller pulls, but there was something about like if it doesn't cross midfield,
I think the roller pull had to cross. Yeah, I think the roller pull had to cross midfield.
Yeah. Which I thought I was like perfect, As soon as that was there, I was like, this is good. This is really good. And yeah, I mean, anything to get a turnover in the margins for the D is a good thing in a sport where every player we've talked to has said that it's too hard to play defense. Like, so yeah, anything to like make it a little more interesting. We saw more turnovers. We saw a couple on the backcourt, and maybe there were a couple turnovers where like that just having that option not there led to a turnover downfield. Because the dump wasn't as easy. So,
I agree.
Yeah, we can see some interesting like defensive strategies where like maybe the best possible place to like have the if you're the defense, you want them to be like right on that line, and then there's like no reset.
I know, but that's why I would love like the moving backcourt violation, where it's just like after a completion, maybe you double team whoever the receiver is and make them have to dump it backwards. And now whoever the new handler is only has like 8 yards of space behind them to work instead of the receiver who just caught it had 15.
Yeah.
I feel like that could lead to some really cool, like, I don't know, maybe some double or triple teams just to force a throw backwards.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think your idea of like taking it a step further wouldn't be a bad thing either. But I think as of now, we can take what we can get. It seemed like the players were on board with the backcourt line, so definitely a step in the right direction.
Did you like the 5-second stall too?
All the players liked it.
It seemed like plenty of time with these guys out there.
Yeah. As a spectator, honestly, I didn't notice it too much. I think it's more of a thing like on the field. You kind of notice. I guess if anything, it leads to a little more like hurried throws, which again is like good for the D. It is kind of an extreme number to get at. Maybe 6 is like a sweet spot for it. I don't know, but I don't know. Seemed like the players were okay with it. So
yeah, I think in like the context of an all-star game, I really liked it. I have no idea if I would like it or not in a regular season.
Right.
I honestly don't really have a problem with a 7-second stall, but like that doesn't mean 5 wouldn't be like also cool to see. I don't really know how I feel, but like definitely for the all-star game, I was pro that.
Yeah, when it's all good players, it looks nice, but then you don't know if it's gonna look ugly in a real game.
It could look bad for some of the more booty cheeks teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe 6 is good, but I don't know. We got to keep in mind like this all-star game is like, you get it. Oh, high stall. Fuck it. I'll throw it deep. Like that.
Yeah.
Teams don't play that way during the regular season as much. And it could potentially look a little bit worse. But it's hard to say for sure.
That's fair. And then what was just the pulling from closer was the only other one, right?
I didn't like that one.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that one either. I think that was the only other rule. And also everybody had to be asked about who the best trash talker was after every point.
Yeah. Who was the player that said like there was like a hot mic situation and maybe it was like KPS and he was like, yeah, I told him I was talking shit on everyone's moms. Like
oh, it was Goose.
Yeah, Goose Helton. That was funny.
Yeah. KPS also had a hell of a game.
Yeah, it was crazy seeing like some of these Central guys who like I feel like the Central more than the other divisions, like there's beef there. Like at least when they're between the lines, like I'm sure they're all cool. Outside of it, I mean I don't really know, but it was cool seeing those Central guys like actually balling out with each other.
Totally,
it was kind of sick. The pulling from however many yards up, it just kind of looked like, I don't know. It didn't seem like it gave them that much more of a benefit, and I don't know. I wasn't crazy about it.
Just get good at
really
pulling.
Either.
Yeah.
Just get one person on your team good at pulling, and just I don't know. Don't give them any rest on the D line.
Yeah,
I think it's cool to like that's still to have that still be a difference maker for your team to have a really good puller. I think that's what we want in this.
I'm with you.
Because it makes it takes it from being a thing that like maybe is like a marginal thing that can become a factor to just being a total non-factor and completely leveling the playing field and anyone can pull it. And I don't know. I don't think that's what we want.
I totally agree.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I wish the stats for the game had 2-pointers or like 2-point assists. somewhere, but it doesn't. And I
I
guess
thought
it's probably. I thought they said that you would get 2 goals or 2 assists,
right.
but right now the goals add up to less than the total number of points. So I don't think that's true. But I also just would like 2-point scores, like as its own category here, just see how like who caught the most and threw the most.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a safe bet that Abe Coffin probably threw the most.
That's
But
probably fair.
he was the
But yeah,
MVP after all.
it was a fun game. It was fun to see all these players we've been covering for a year now playing out there for us, for Ringer the AUDL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ringer the ultimate. Damn.
Damn
it.
Yeah, still getting used to it.
It was a friend of the pod smattered affair, to be sure.
It really was.
All right. Before we get into the amazing Houston logo designs, we would like to bring you a word from our sponsor, and it is us, our merch shop. Go get yourself. I got a shirt from the Lepler line. You can you can represent Evan Lepler's lovely mug right here on your very own tie-dye shirt. We've got Ban the Hammer shirts. We've got all kinds of good stuff.
Who is Jimmy Mickle?
Who is Jimmy Mickle?
Who is Jimmy
If you've
Mickle?
seen, go check out our Sam's investigative documentary. That's also on our channel. We're gonna link the merch store in the description, I assume. So go check that out. And if you're listening, sometimes people aren't sure if they're subscribed or not. You might think you are, but if you're listening right now, give us a subscribe button. It's good feedback for us to know that you like the pod and whatnot. So that's all I got.
We're wrapping
Closing
up.
thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Oh, guess who was at pickup today?
Ooh.
Who was it?
Ben Katz.
Oh,
Yeah.
how do you play?
Really well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not surprising. It's
he was a nominee for defensive player of the year for us.
Yeah. He seemed like a fun guy. Honestly, it's crazy. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense because like they're normal people and we're just like weirdos who like follow them. But like it's weird seeing like people I recognize show up to just like play casually, you know.
Did you talk to him?
A little bit, but not. I didn't want to like tell him I didn't do a podcast.
Was he at the party?
I don't know. I don't remember. We definitely didn't talk to him. He might have been there.
I don't remember.
But I don't think we talked to him if he did, if he was.
I'm looking at his photo on the like website, and he looks like my pick for any AUDL player who you'd expect to see at like I don't know, you go to your first work happy hour and it's at some like, you know, some new trendy brewery that you've maybe heard about but you haven't been to yet, but people always talk about it, and you show up and there's like he's wearing a flannel shirt, unbuttoned. He's like, hey, I'm Ben. he's my number one pick for that.
For guy at the brewery.
Yeah. Who says, hey, I'm Ben.
That's really good. I can see that too.
Yeah.
He's who I would have picked number 1 overall too. I'm kind of upset you got the number 1 pick.
We should like just come up with like a really specific scenario like that, and then do like a draft of the league. Like maybe not necessarily that, but like come up with something.
We could do who's that? One of those talk show hosts does like really weird superlatives. We could do those for AUDL players, like most likely to like see a box of donuts and go like this. Stuff like that.
let's give all of them to Ben Katz.
Yeah.
Every single one.
It's like an hour and a half long episode.
Yeah, we'll just get like a bunch of physical awards and I'll just dump them on it and pick up next time.
most likely to when asked how their morning is going, to reply with another day in paradise.
That's Ben Katz.
That's Ben
If I
Katz.
know anything. If I know anything about him, that's Ben Katz.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of I'm Open, brought to you by
I'm
Raider
open.
the Ultimate. I'm open.
Ben Katz, come on the pod.
Subscribe, buy our merch, come on the pod. I'm open.
Buy our pod, subscribe to our merch, and come on the merch. Don't do that.
You can do it if you buy merch. You can do whatever you want with it.
I take that back. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with the merch. You buy it, it's yours.
That's a good send off, I think.